DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Hey, there it is. Hiya then. Hiya. This is Bill again, and it's DJNTV, and we're simulcasting today with TBNTV, the Photo Booth Network TV show, because, you know, we're going to be out at the convention, the Photo Booth Expo and the DJNTV convention, and that's all happening February 24th through the 22nd. The 24th through the 22nd. And we're going to go back in time. And then we're going to start again, 24th through the 27th. And that's going to happen at the South Point Hotel, a great big conference, and two of them coming together. And one of the great speakers we're going to have there is on our presenter spotlight today. He's going to be talking to both sides of the coin from the Photo Booth Conference and the DJ Conference. And his name is Drew Walsh, and we've got him today. Hi, Drew.
Hey, how's it going, Bill? Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you for being on here. I'm excited to learn a little bit about you. And before we get to your presentation, which of course is going to be on Wednesday morning at 10 in the AM, and everyone should, and we'll give you a chance to reach out and look at him and snoop around a little bit. I'm sure he's going to have some information for you. And he's an internet marketing specialist. But first, Drew, you're in Lockland, Ohio. Are you an Ohio man?
Well, no, I'm Cincinnati, so I'm just north of Cincinnati. Lockland's actually this little bitty high school that I went to, graduated with 35 people, public high school, just north of Cincinnati, graduating class of 35 people. So, but no, I'm not in Lockland right now. I'm just north there, but in Cincinnati.
Now you're in Cincinnati. So, when you graduated high school, then from that little 35-person town. What did you want to be when you grew up? I mean, did you see yourself doing what you're doing now?
No. I was a crazy kid. I have this truck driver dad, and I said, "Hey, Dad, I want to be just like you. I want to go and drive a truck." And he pulled me aside and said, "No, you need to at least be in the business office of this." So right after high school, took off to Ohio State. And went there for business and decided I actually majored and graduated with transportation logistics degree.
Wow.
But along the line, got into computers. So I'm a programmer. I'm a graphics guy. But in order to sell programs, in order to sell graphics and all the different skills, I had to learn a lot of marketing.
So, and this was still right out of school and right out of college. Did you knew, so you went to school, you thought you were going to come back and work for dad, right? Finding out logistics. And then you ended up going into business and marketing. How did that even happen?
Oh my goodness. It is such a long story, but let me give you the short version.
Okay.
Started I'm a serial entrepreneur that gets tossed around a lot. Basically, it means I've been running businesses one after another my entire life, all the way back to first grade when I was selling other kids erasers and things like that. True
Really?
story.
That's
Wasn't
great.
even real money. It was that fake money we give kids, like it was bonus bucks.
Right.
And I had this bonus buck business in first grade. But really, right out of high school, I licensed my first business. So I went to the state and was like, hey, how do I start a business? And started up my first one. And
What
it
was that?
evolved. It's actually called Valley by Web because I grew up in the Mill Creek Valley, this small area in Cincinnati. And Valley by Web was going to bring the Valley. Everybody can get their news and things through the web. This was late '90s, so the internet was brand new. So this was a great opportunity. But realistically, where it ended up going was, started college, met my roommate who was selling spy software. So if you wanted to, monitor your spouse, or on the PG side, maybe you want to monitor your kids and make sure they're going to the right websites and things. So I paid my way through college selling spy software and some other things too that maybe not so PG. So
okay.
yeah,
Maybe we'll talk about that over dinner in Las Vegas.
yeah. I was going to say maybe in Vegas, as long as it stays there.
No, nothing stays in Vegas. Everything goes on Facebook.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So now this takes you now you're in the world, okay, and you see the complete opportunity that the internet is affording you, and as it's growing, you're seeing more and more of that. So, kind of, how did you get to kind of where you are now? I mean, what are the other kind of things that kind of took you from point A to point B to point B? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a lot of failures, a lot of successes, and a lot of learning. So
Mhm.
I am where I am with lessons that I've been learning probably since first grade. Obviously, some basic, but the marketing side is where I really started to figure out, the tricks of the trade. Why do some people have success on the internet? Why do some businesses thrive on the internet and others fail? That question is one of those things that haunted me. Why can I put a website out there that is never found, and somebody else can put a website out there that somehow gets right up to the top of Google and all over the place, and suddenly they're generating all this cash flow and wealth? It baffled me. It still baffles me. It's something I'm always trying to solve. Luckily, I have a lot more tricks up my sleeve to help me be the guy that hopefully people are seeing and going, I really want to figure out what the heck this guy does. And luckily, at Photo Booth Expo, and I'm going to be able to talk to the DJs and the photo booths out there and share some of those tricks.
So when did you first start to think you were starting to figure it out? When was the first time you went, "Oh, okay, this is what's happening"? Because I know as it started, it was
Yep.
one thing, and as it evolves, it changes all the time. But when you first figured out, okay, here's a thing that works, what was that first thing?
The first thing I figured out, it was probably when we threw our first kegger up at Ohio State with the money we were making selling spy software. I grew up this Lachlan, by the way. It's it's a lower income area, so I have a lower income background, and so I get up to Ohio State. I'm just this kid, racking up student loans and starting to figure out this business thing to be able to pay my way through. So to be able to throw a party where you buy kegs and not just pay rent, not just survive, but to actually thrive in college style by throwing the party, that was kind of the moment where I was like, hey, we got something good going here. And at that point, that was all being done with search engine optimization, just changing a website to help it rank for popular keywords on the internet.
Okay,
That
so
was all
I
being
got to
done
know
there.
then, for a kegger, what were your top keywords to
Well,
get people from your
that was just
college to
spy
come to it?
software. So spy software paid for that, but we sold that spy software, um, in which literally the keyword was spy software. That was the main one back then,
Okay.
and that turned into a business that we were. Well, I made. Wow, I don't know. So back then, I think my top month those first couple of years was like $7,800, which this was 99. And we built it up from there.
Yeah.
And it grew quite a bit. It's that I have no spy software, FBI, CIA, no spy software in our portfolio. It's not something we do anymore. But yeah, I did rather well back then.
Okay. So during that time, internet marketing was all about SEO and all about keywording and things like that. And then social media came along. Did that change everything, or just kind of move things over to another way?
It changes a lot. It's just different. It's just a different way to communicate, though. It's always about people.
Right.
What are their interests? What are they searching for? What's their intent? It's about finding that audience and then communicating to them. Social media is very much the exact same thing. Like knowing your audience and giving them something that connects an audience, an interest that they may have to you and your product. That's everything. Whether you do it through storytelling or do it through search engine optimization or do it through Facebook ads.
Right.
It's all just basic communicating to the audience. So the people, human.
Now, but when it first showed up for you, and all of a sudden we all kind of went, Facebook's kind of cool. It's sweet and fun and whatever. And then all of a sudden it became something. All of a sudden, for goodness sakes. So keywording with Facebook, knowing about keywords and knowing about SEO, did that help you as you started to learn how this thing worked? I mean, when was the first time you got your first aha when it came to, and I'm assuming your first social media thing was Facebook. It might have been, I suppose, MySpace too, but.
Oh no, Facebook is definitely the first as far as social media goes. Facebook is still a behemoth.
Right. So when it showed up for you, what was your first aha as you're trying to figure this out?
Well, I mean, it started off really boring.
Yeah.
I mean, it started off with ads, just plain old ads. But over the last, I don't even want to, I can't estimate how long it's been, but their audiences, the way that they spy on us, as that's what everybody thinks. They think they spy on us, but realistically, they are so good and so everywhere that they know what you want to do, possibly even before you want to do it. And they allow marketers like me to target you by your intent, target you by your interest, target you by what you're doing. It's just so the aha moment as far as Facebook advertising.
Yeah, when it first started to work for you, when you started to go, oh well, it's something less than an ad. When did that happen, and what was the thing?
It's when you see the audience, when you see when you're going through. So behind the scenes, Facebook has these ad profiles where you get to choose your audience, and you can choose these really precise audience traits.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say, hey, I want my ad to show up like this. Right. Or there's, to be quite honest, to dive into the Facebook ad pieces, I'm probably not even the expert to talk about that.
Oh, yeah, and honestly, that's not really what I'm asking. I'm trying to follow a history here. Mm-hmm. You are where you are right now as an expert in internet marketing, social media specialist, internet marketing, how to save us money when we do it, how to make sales when we're good. That's the things you're going to be talking about. But mm-hmm. How did you get there? I mean, you didn't just show up one day and go, I'm going to do this. I mean, you had an evolution from, you were doing this thing with SEOs and having keggers, and then the next big thing for you was this, and then that's where I'm really trying to find out.
Well, everything I do starts with a website.
Okay.
So it starts with your website, how you're presenting yourself to the world. I am a huge advocate for not being, we all should have Facebook pages and Google My Business pages, but those are just there to direct people to your website. And that's really, that is it. That is it.
Mhm.
You have to have a website, and you have to direct people to your website, because
Right.
you have to own that traffic. Before Google My Business, if you don't mind, I just want to rant on this just a touch, which is,
Sure.
before Google My Business, there's this thing called Google Plus.
I
So
remember that.
yeah, Google Plus. It was Google's answer to Facebook. And if you know, Google Plus is no more. As of last year, they closed it down.
Hmm.
So lots of people they had great Google Plus. Maybe you, maybe
I had a
different
Google Plus
listeners.
page, but it wasn't
Yeah,
great.
I know people that had millions of people following them on their Google Plus page, and it's gone. Like it's you go there and it says Google Plus is no more. And just kind of that warning of, hey, if you put everything on your Facebook page or your Google My Business page, and Google wants to change something, which they have. I mean, that was a major change that they've done. That Be scared. Like, don't do that. Get it to your website where you can own that piece of the internet and control that. That's really what all social media, all internet advertising is about, is getting people to your website, to getting to where you kind of control their eyeballs from there. So that's the aha behind it all, is uh, gaining control, I guess, getting them to where you get to show them what you want to show them without this competitor over here putting up an ad, or even on Facebook, you're competing with people on their cat videos and their baby videos. If you want their attention, to be able to tell them how amazing you are, then you need to make sure they're on your website, in your channel, to where you can say, hey, look at me, look at the things that we're doing, look how I can benefit you, and here's what you can do next. You definitely can't do that on Facebook, but Facebook is a great tool. Social media is a great tool for getting them to your website where you can do that.
So, so you're not saying that social media is the only place to be able to draw people to your website then? If our number one goal is to get people to our website,
Correct.
and most people are, and if most people are using social media, first of all, let me ask you that: if they're gonna use social media to push them, and there's so many things you could use on social media to push them to your website, if they had to pick the two that they should spend most of their time on, what would they be?
Well, it depends on who you're talking about. As far as a DJ and a
Well, let's
photo
say
booth
DJ or
company,
photo booth people.
yeah, let's keep it in the channel. So,
Right.
uh, Facebook is phenomenal for both. So what you're going to be targeting is, you're targeting people that what's your most popular events, and target people that either are showing intent for those events. So of course, wedding, which is going to be super expensive, as people probably find out as they start to target wedding traffic.
Mm-hmm.
But what's something that comes before that? Maybe the engagement, searching for an engagement ring. Try to find your little niche is what you're going to try to do. Uh, Facebook is really vital for being able to pay, put money out into the world and draw in business. But as somebody who, I guess we haven't even mentioned this, I'm the guy that owns DJs.com and photobooths.com.
Right.
So,
And those are search engines for if I'm listed on DJs.com, is a search engine just to find DJs, or if I have my own
correct.
photo booth, same thing.
Correct. And it's a search engine to where visitors can come in and find a DJ, find photo booths, find different mobile entertainment companies. But far beyond that, what we do is we allow you to own and control your view on that. So you can essentially build a web page, build a presence on DJs.com or photobooths.com, with the sole intent to educate visitors, and get them over to your website. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Getting them over to your website. So we use Facebook to get people over to DJs.com and photobooths.com, so they can find DJs and photo booths. But yeah, DJs and photo booths should be doing that as well. It's all about getting people to your site. But really, my specialty. So here's what I'll be talking about at photo booths primarily. These are my my tricks of the trade, the pain in the butt of owning that website. So first, you have to have one, whether it's a basic one or a main one. But then having one, you have to get people to it. Otherwise, it's going to not do anything for you. So many people have these amazing websites and no one ever finds them. So if people are finding it, then you have to make sure that that you're telling your story, that you're communicating what you want to communicate on that website to get them to trust you, to pick up the phone and call you, or to submit a form and decide to give you a chance at that business. If you go to people's websites, all too often they're either dated or basic, and they don't build that relationship between me as a visitor to the website and you as the person that wants me to book you or to somehow do business with you.
Sure.
So what I do is I have some tricks that I use I guess I should say, running a website is a huge pain in the butt, right? All too often, let me talk about the frequently asked questions page. I don't know, on different websites, you'll have a frequently asked questions page.
Sure.
You should have a frequently asked questions page. And on that page, for example, this page could save so much time for a business owner, because people are always asking the same question, right? They're always asking, how much does it cost, or this or that. Well, most frequently asked questions pages are so dated, they're pointless. Because you as a business owner, you don't want to go out there and change your website all the time. You don't want to go update your frequently asked questions. You see very little benefit in it. Well, but your customer wants it. You don't want to do it. So what's the solution? The solution is basically to either do the work or to find a tool that helps you.
So the first tip you would say is and the thing you probably see the most when you're looking at other people's websites and giving them advice is that the updating needs to happen often. How often should someone be updating their website?
As far as I'm concerned, I want there's two sides of it. One, I want to tell you never to update your website. Chances are you should be out there making money at events, right?
Right.
You most likely shouldn't be updating your website. But on the other hand, the answer is as often as possible. Your website needs to be a dynamic, ever-changing site. It always has to be different. People have to have a reason to go there to get information all the time, which, again, you're going to be out there at events. You don't want to deal with updating your website. So what's the solution?
Right.
Well, that's really what is my specialty is. How do you keep that website fresh? And we have some answers that I'll be sharing it when I talk. But basically, you have to get others to do it for you. And it's not just hiring somebody. I mean, you can do that. But realistically, you have to have some ways to get content on your website that doesn't require your time and your effort. You have to get those frequently asked questions to be updated with as little effort as possible on your side. Which, if you go to, I like tangents. I'm this really weird, awkward guy. I love going on tangents, but I don't want to go on too big of one. But let me just say, one of the things that I'm a huge advocate for, the biggest websites in the world, Facebook, really all of them, any major website out there, they all do something that the small guys can't, and that's user-generated content.
Right.
Basically, somebody comes in and they fill out a form. You go to Facebook, you post your status, and where does that status show up? It shows up on your Facebook wall on Facebook.com or in their app.
Right.
You are the user of Facebook that just provided content to Facebook, and now Facebook gets to show that to your friends to show more ads to your friends and to you. So, but Facebook did nothing but provide that platform. You think of every other website out there. So how can you benefit from Facebook? How can you benefit from Instagram?
Right.
And that is, they have these little embed tools. You can put it on your website, drop some HTML, some, web code, and you can keep content on your website. That's one of the most basic ways you can do it. And then you can post things to your Facebook that will post onto your website. And then, so it's just a way of saving time. So I've helped, an event hall, for example. They are always asked the same things. What's your rates on Friday nights? Are you available? Um, well, running a calendar or answering, FAQs, that's all a big pain in the butt. But what you can do is just create a page on your Facebook, for example, embed that code onto your website. And now if you want to change it, you just go to Facebook and change it. And it changes on your website. We do the exact same things on our websites. So DJs.com, for example, you can post onto DJs.com and boom, it shows up over on your website. So in our case, what we've done is with DJs and photobooths.com, you post to our sites. We take care of posting it into Google. So we help you get business there. It shows up on our search engine, our website, but then also it updates your website. So it's one way to hit every single different platform all at once without the effort of going to your website or calling your web guy and being like, hey, I know it's going to cost me $250, but I need a new page for my site. Can you update this? Or getting into your WordPress. I'm a web programmer. I design websites all the time, and I can tell you I hate going into my code, opening everything up, and fixing the numerous spelling mistakes I have because I'm a horrible speller. So yeah, saving a lot of time, and but it's all stuff that's vital to helping people generate business on the internet as well.
So this embedded idea, and I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen this. And let's say I've got social media content that I update all the time on Instagram and on Facebook and on Pinterest and on YouTube. Is it best to embed all of those or to pick one or two? What are the two that are going to give you the most traffic? What are the ones that are going to be the best for me that from your opinion anyway?
Well, you would do this not necessarily to generate traffic. The traffic would come from other sources. This is about keeping your website from being, a stagnant piece of crap.
Okay, great.
Like you don't want your website to suck. You want it to be changing.
Right. But to go back to the original question, I mean, should I have one? Should I have two? Does it matter if I have all four?
I would choose what's best for you. In most cases, for DJs and photo booths, it's probably going to be Instagram.
Okay.
Because you want the visual images. You want a feed that has visual that goes along with who you are, what you are. For DJs, of course, SoundCloud and the different audio ones. You'll probably want to have those on your, on your website. Those are great ones as well.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, those are probably bigger for DJs than Instagram even. But although, as a marketer, photos are it. Like photos and video. People want to see people. They want to understand you through visual. I'm a visual guy, so I'll listen. But realistically, even if I'm hiring a DJ, I want to see what you look like, what your setups look like. Are the people out in front having fun? I want to feel what you have as much as hearing. So
right. So,
but you want to stick to those. I wouldn't put your Twitter feed up there. Heaven forbid you get on Twitter. Do some political rant, then it shows up on your website. Oh my dear goodness, like heads exploding.
I'll tell you something, when it comes to my social media, I avoid anything political, anything religious. It was, when I used to work as a bartender, that was the rule. You don't talk politics, you don't talk religion ever. So I just go with that rule and social media and everything. But so now, if these things are making my website more interesting, when you're talking about now driving traffic, do these social media things also drive traffic, or is there a better way that you're going to be talking about in your thing about driving traffic to the site?
Well, this is where it's going to get a touch complicated. There's to get traffic to your website. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. I'm a huge fan of Google. Google is going to be the one that sees your website, processes what the heck it means, what it's doing, and then choosing whether you rank enough to generate business from the internet or from Google.
Right.
So you got to feed Google what it wants on your website.
And is that one of the things you're going to be talking about in your talk?
Yes. Okay. I will touch on that, and it's this right here, which is one of the things Google measures when they decide who shows up number one, number two. Who's on the Google Maps. It's who goes to your website and then decides to stay there. That's an important piece of it. If people are going to your website and they look at it and they go, yeah, this is crap, I'm out. That website lowers in rank. So you put that Instagram on there. You put those different things that visitors want. You're giving them what they want for the purpose of keeping them on your website, and that helps you go up. So that's kind of there are two different aspects of it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure that there's going to be lots of different things you're going to touch on when you do talk about this on Wednesday at 9:30 at the conference.
10 o'clock.
There's going to be 10 things.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 10 o'clock. I'm sorry.
10 o'clock.
10
yeah.
a.m.
But yeah, I'm going to talk about my main four pieces. So that's, process generated content, user generated content, and then, creating content, getting the right content on your site.
Okay. That's 3. What's 4?
I'll make something up. I am never a loss for words. I have so many things I can say. It's going to be more about making sure that it is meaningful, impactful, and fits in 40 minutes and can be actionable. I want people to be able to show up there and know that 40 minutes is going to impact their business going forward. So that's going to be my goal.
That's a promise I think we can get behind. And yes. Honestly, a reason why they chose Drew to be a part of this, the reason that he's going to be speaking to not only the DJ side, but the photo booth side, because he is going to show up with those promises and he's going to make an impact on you and your business in the little bit of time that he has there. So it's literally going to be just, sit down and pay attention, because he's going to go crazy for a good 40 to 45 minutes, and you're not going to want to miss any of this. And like I said, it's not 9:30, it's 10 a.m.
Get there early.
Morning, okay, you do not want to miss this. If you have not bought your ticket for the Photo Booth Expo yet, or for DJNTV's DJ show, and these two shows have been embedded together, okay, if you've got tickets for the Photo Booth Expo, you can easily upgrade to be able to take advantage of some of the content that's happening on the DJ side too. Or if you're in the DJ side, you can upgrade to be a part of the photo booth side as well. Go to either one of those things and look into that, because if you go to djntv.com/tickets or pbntv.com/tickets and get your ticket now. In the DJ side, you use the code DJNTV show 2020, and on the photo booth side, PBX show gives those codes, will get you the best price on the show that's happening really like tomorrow, for goodness sakes. If you haven't made your plans that, you should. And right now, going to Vegas, I'm looking at flights and things like that and hotels. It's unbelievably inexpensive. And the Photo Booth Expo and the DJNTV show, which is happening at the South Point Hotel. If you've not been to the South Point, and I know the people who have not been to it, it's a really nice hotel. And it's just enough off the strip to not give you a headache every 20 seconds. Okay. It's really a great place to be. I really recommend being a part of this show. If you've never been a part of a show, this is the one to go and check, because Drew is just one of so many presenters that they have. It's crazy how many they're going to have. And we want you to be there. Thank you for being a part of Presenter Spotlight. Today, of course, Drew Walsh. And he's going to be to Wednesday, 10 a.m. with internet marketing, social media strategies, making money, making sales, how to make it all, save yourself money. And I can't wait to shake your hand and be able to see what you do that day.
Yeah. Thank you. Virtual rock punch,
No problem, man. Thank you again. And thanks for being a part of the show. Until next time, I'm Bill. This is DJNTV and PBNTV. See you later.
Take care.